Today I'm critiquing Jeremy's home. He's a finance YouTuber, and then I'm going to give the house an Arvin score at the end of the video. So if you ever decide to buy, design, remodel a house like this, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy Mansion guy. Let's watch this video together.
Hello, sir.
How's it going?
You've made it all the way to Las Vegas. I appreciate
know.
you.
I'm beyond excited. First off, thank you for opening the doors of your home to us. And you're actually putting this home on the market soon.
Correct.
Can you spot the flaw? If you're new to the channel, I always pause the frame and ask my subscribers to spot the flaw because it's a muscle you have to exercise if you want to get good at buying good homes, remodeling it. You have to get good at this. I'll reveal the flaws in a few minutes, but take your shot at it. I'll give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
We are in Summerlin, Nevada right now, which is kind of a suburb of Las Vegas. It's got its own HOA and a beautiful, beautiful community.
There's nothing beautiful about this community. In fact, this is the poster child of commoditization of housing, mass-produced in a pandemic that has happened to America since World War II, that we just make these ugly, crappy, modern now wannabe homes. It used to be Mediterranean in the 90s. Now it's this crap that doesn't even have a core identity whatsoever, and we're calling it beautiful. And the only reason people call it beautiful is because they're not educated. Okay, because they're not educated about architecture. When I give you 3 crappy options in a tract home development like this, you're gonna think one of them is beautiful. That's how your human brain works. Okay, so your palate is tainted if you think this is nice.
You'll always know when you're here because all the vegetation looks nice, all the plants, all the trees.
What trees? There's no trees there, man. Where's your standard? Saudi? Are you coming from Saudi? Salam alaikum, brother. That's really low standards, man.
What made you choose this neighborhood?
This neighborhood was actually getting built prior to COVID.
Look at this. Look at all the graffiti right here. Oh, man. That's kind of gangster. That's kind of gangster.
And I came in here, looked at it, it was beautiful, and then COVID happened. And so I came over here. These were the model homes back then.
Oh, what the hell is this? Who picked the color over this? Okay, did you guys spot the flaw? I mean, they all look pretty much the same, right? The major architectural flaw of these homes are, I mean, where do I start? First, 70% of the facade is a garage. We're not designing a fire department here, okay? It's supposed to be a home. And that's perhaps the ugliest part of the house is the garage doors. And you got 70% of that. And then you got on the left side a weird looking corner moment, which is just off scale the rest of the property. And the most important focal point, which is your front door, is nowhere to be even seen. Horrible. Again, architecturally speaking, not this, just all the houses around it too. Same crap.
April of 2020, this is like peak COVID times.
Peak COVID?
Yes. And I started negotiating on price and lot and whatnot. And next thing you know, I ended up signing this contract in May of 2020 and built in 2021, and we moved in. It's been here 5 years now.
Have you enjoyed living here?
100%, yes. Beautiful. We're very close to Bishop Gorman, which is one of the best football high schools in the whole United States.
Okay.
And also just a great community, very safe, guard gated, and absolutely love it.
Okay, I disagree with him on both counts, and I'll tell you guys why. First of all, the high school he showed us is a Catholic school, it's a paid school, it's a private school. It's not a public school. And when your public schools are not good, and in this case, they're not good, they're definitely below par. Both elementary, middle school, and high school. It doesn't create that virtuous cycle where people start moving in because the schools are good and because they have high standards. Those families, they invest in the schools, and the schools even get better and attracts other people coming into the neighborhood because it even helps them save money by not sending their kids to private schools and investing more into schools, and it actually lifts the property prices in the neighborhood, so you don't have that driving factor behind this neighborhood due to the schools. And on the security issue, it is a gated community. It's better than nothing, but it's not the best gated community. How do I know this? Because I've critiqued Graham Stephan's home in this community, and I've spoke to Graham. He's actually on the video answering my critiques to his house, and he mentioned to me that he's had issues, people pretending they're Uber drivers, getting through the security and, harassing him. So it's not top level security either.
What's the asking price?
$3.2 million.
And what are the specs?
4,100 square feet, 4 bedrooms.
Okay, it hasn't sold. It's on the market now for $2,875,000. It went in escrow. It popped out of escrow. Let's find out why.
Well, you have a spacious driveway. That's why we also parked our Cadillac here, but you could easily park a couple more cars. I mean, the outside looks really good. Everything is holding up well.
Yes, thank goodness.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
it was a Toll Brothers build.
Toll Brothers built.
Yes.
I'm assuming the entire community is built by them.
Correct. Entire community.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but he said that with an element of pride. Like he was proud of it, right? And this is a very common problem. My family has fallen into this trap, and we've lost a lot of money because we thought the same thing. We bought into a tract home development thinking, oh my God, this is like the American dream, when it's not. The reason you think that is because you haven't played in the sandbox ahead of you. And no one has. And that's a common problem because no one speaks truly about real estate. Everyone fluffs it up. Oh, the real estate agent fluffs it up. Enes fluffs it up. But your buyer agent will fluff it up to make you buy a house so you get commission. And the listing agent's job is to fluff it up. So you never get the truth. But the truth is, because you don't know the next sandbox you're going to enter into, right? If you're coming from a tract home development, let's say a townhouse, to this looks amazing. Right? So don't get it wrong when I critique it in that sense, because this is a bad investment. In a downturn economy, tract home developers perform significantly worse than single family homes that are not part of an HOA because they all look identical. One house sells at an auction, that becomes a comp and it looks just like yours, right? And there's a lot of other downfalls with it. Quality of architecture, finishes, cookie cutter, architectural elements. It's just a lot of bad things about it I don't want to get down into, but it's a trap. This is a trap. And that's why people subscribe to my channel, because I'm the only one who speaks truly about these issues in real estate.
Let's head towards the inside.
Alrighty, let's take a peek here.
Let's do it.
So what we did is you open up this guy here, and then you're greeted with this nice fountain here.
Takes 50% of the space. The water feature is nice, but it should be way shallower. It's supposed to just kind of give you a little bit of sound and relaxation, not take all the way up to, halfway line of the walkway.
All right, so now we'll head in through the front door, and then we're greeted by the tall ceilings, which is something that definitely I've always enjoyed with this home.
No, we're greeted by tile floors. Another very common finish in these tract home developments, which I absolutely hate, for a $3.2 million or now $2.75 million home, and you got to deal with freaking tile floors. Are you serious? Again, this is the same finish you would see in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo. Aren't you supposed to level up when you get to this level? Apparently not.
By the way, this table over here, this is inspired by Enes. Back when you did a home tour in Hawaii years ago.
I know.
And I love this table, and I ended up buying it for myself.
Okay, enough of this. Let's talk about this space, how they've decored it wrong. So you have 2 seating arrangements right next to each other. I never recommend that. Why would you sit here in a club seating format and then you have your family lounge over there? So it's like your formal living space and then your family room. Like, how is this different? Each space got to do something different for you. Got to satisfy another type of need. And again, if club seating is really tight over here, your angles are not right. What I would have done over here, you could have had a wall piano, you could have had built-in shelves, you could have had a bench, you could have an area you could take off your shoes, you could have had a little library action, you could have had a little artistic moment that it creates a little lounge moment, maybe a chessboard, something you can hang out and give you a little different type of a vibe and energy, have a cup of tea or coffee. This is very redundant.
Every friend, family member we've ever had in the house since we've had this table, every single one is just fascinated by it, and they just want to watch it. Like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So we do appreciate you showing us that. And this is what your channel does. You inspire us, and we say, oh my gosh, look at this, and where can we go in life? And, something cool like this. This is what your channel has done.
Ironically, maybe Jeremy doesn't know this, but Enes showcases a lot of homes that have a lot of problems. And he doesn't disclose in the beginning of the video, hey, this is a paid advertisement. So Jeremy, who seems like he's made it from nothing, is a self-made man, he has a tainted palate. Do you see why I do what I do? Because of this. Because of exactly this. He thinks, for example, this table is super cool. I can tell you, most of the ultra wealthy would never put anything like this in their home, even let alone luxury. Okay, but because Enes showcases these homes that haven't sold and fluffs them and puffs them up to be really good because he's getting paid and not disclosing it, him and you guys watching his channel really think these things are really cool when the rich are laughing at you. It's ridiculous. It's such a scam to me. You know, it's such a false advertising for what actually looks good.
This is our living room here. So this is, if you don't know, I have 3 boys and always wrestling, always having fun. So it's always a good time over here. But this is where we spend the majority of our time. If you're a very close friend, if you're family, you come over here.
Let's talk about the layout, okay? Because first of all, I really like the ceiling height. It brings a lot of natural light in, and it's a very open, simple layout, okay? But there's a lot of waste in it. Now, he has that little reception area, which I think he should have done differently, but he's using really that formal living space as his family room, and I have no problem with it on smaller square footage homes. In fact, it's really efficient. But look at his dining table and how much wasted space is around it, okay? And think of a way you could make that corner better than having just that long table that I don't think he's going to use that often.
So yes, this is the kitchen area. This is where we actually eat as a family.
I like that.
Almost every single meal. Breakfast and lunch, everybody eats whatever time. Dinner, we all eat together every single night. There's no iPads, there's no phones. We all eat, we talk, have a good time, talk about our days.
Properly interact with each other.
Yes, 100%,
Like
every single night. There's never a night that we don't do that.
So the fact that this informal dining section is attached to the kitchen is very practical for you and your family.
Yes. And then if we want to do big family holiday, you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, we'll have the big dinner here when, you know, the family's over and everything. This seating arrangement might get used 5 times a year total.
Interesting, because given that it's all open one space, I felt like you might have gotten more use out of this. But because you're finding that so practical and easy going, everybody just ends up being there.
Yes.
Did you hear what they just said? They use this area 5 times a year. And this is prime real estate within the great room. It's right by the window, right by natural light, and it's huge. But they only use it 5 times. In fact, they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a high top counter attached to the kitchen island as their everyday use, which is not comfortable. And why is that happening? You see, if you're a designer, builder, or track home developer, if you don't plan your furniture sizes and experiences within the floor plan when you're designing it, you're screwed. And these awkward moments happen, which on the floor plan, it looks right and it looks good, but people end up not using it. Because now you're thinking, okay, it would have been much more comfortable if they had a breakfast nook, but if you put a breakfast nook over here, now where would you put the dining table? And then they would make it tight. So instead of working from outside in, thinking, okay, we need this much square footage to make profit, and then we'll figure out what we're going to put where, you should be working simultaneously from outside and inside and coming up to a solution. Now, the developer's problem is this. This is the developer's mistake that created an awkward moment. And guess what? There's probably 500 other awkward moments just like this because it's a tract home development. And when the economy goes down, these little things show itself, right? And then you end up getting a foreclosure or an auction house sold in the neighborhood. And then boom, that becomes the comp. Good luck selling the rest.
Fridge and wine section, that's something I got to say has to be inspired by some of your videos. We wanted to get the nicest fridge we could at that particular time with those wine columns on the other side. It gives a much, I feel like, higher end feel to the space.
Yeah, by a big margin, because the rest of the kitchen is butt ugly. You got a really ugly tile, horrible quartzite, and very cheap cabinets. Of course, yeah, that's gonna be like, you know, shining like a bright star next to the ugly tile and everything else.
So out here we have the outdoor space and the pool spa. This was a decision I made to build this, and I gotta say this is the best money I ever spent on this home because of my 3 boys. And I for a while there, I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. I was like, you know, how much are we gonna get to use it? We've gotten to use it so much, and by far the best money I've spent. We've had so many great memories in here, so much fun.
The first credit I will give you is the size of the pool. I'm gonna make it controversial if you want.
Okay.
As you guys know on our channel, we see these oversized pools. Unless you use it all the time, it's a bit of a waste. Pool is essentially a body of water that you go into to cool yourself off and maybe swim a little bit. Now, some people do see swimming laps and kind of using their pool to work out, but most people use it as a recreational activity. This is actually a great size pool. You got a water feature out of it, you still have your hot tub, you still have your steps, and it's just big enough that it doesn't overcrowd your backyard. So it's not just a pool backyard.
Yeah.
You still have a grass section, but you still have your pool, and you could have easily doubled the size of this pool. but that's double the expense.
No, you couldn't have easily double the size of the pool. This is already way too big. The pool is supposed to fit comfortably in the backyard, but the backyard on these Mac Mansion tract homes are so small because the developer wants to maximize the square footage to sell you on the price per square foot that doesn't leave any backyard for you. So the poor Jeremy guy has shoved the freaking pool in the corner. It's cornered in. You only have 2 entrances. It's against 2 corners. And it's already like maxed out. I'm really glad he did it for his kids and they're enjoying it. But this is in its current format, it's forced.
Tell me about this backdrop.
This backdrop, so this mountain is so peaceful. This was something that definitely excited me about the house. It's a very different experience that you can really get many other places. And so I just love like the peace that just that mountain brings. You don't have any neighbors behind you. Every once in a while on that ridge up there, you'll see mountain bikers biking at night with their lights on. Every once in a while you'll see, wild burros, a little family of them just kind of going across.
This is the donkey view. Oh my God. Dude, this is literally, Jeremy is the poster child of what has happened to our country. Okay, hear me out. He is a self-made man. He's grown up to have an American dream. And he's achieved it. He's succeeded. He is the dream. Like, he's made it, right? And his palate is freaking tainted, man. He's looking at donkeys on a hill that resembles the side of, Highway 5 from Los Angeles to Vegas. And is like, wow, this is beautiful. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm being snobby here. I really don't think I am. I think this view sucks.
There's just a level of stillness with this property that's very calming.
Thank you. And with the water, it just makes it all flow together.
And you have a good sized backyard. You have a grass section, a little outdoor dining area, a little outdoor park situation going on there.
Yes.
If you die, you go to heaven. This is it. Okay? This is how heaven looks like, guys. Do good deeds in this world, okay? I hope this inspires you to be a good human on earth. This is the promised land, according to Enes and Jeremy.
First time I came to Vegas, we were just on the Strip. Kind of like probably everybody's experience. We stayed at the Rio, my brother, we shared a room. I think I was 19 years old. Next time I came to Vegas, I was 21. At that time, I was with my girlfriend, who's now my wife. Okay. And we visited a friend of my brother's who lived in Henderson, in the Green Valley area, and we just were like, this is beautiful, like this is gorgeous. And after going over there a few times, I'm like, I think I'm gonna move here someday. So we moved out here in 2015. No state income tax is very, very good for somebody like myself that can make considerable money in the stock market.
I like how everyone, selling Nevada or Vegas, the first thing they say is taxes. Like, there's nothing else really. As soon as, you save a lot of money in your taxes. And by the way, I'm all for saving money, okay? But I think the whole point of making money is to enjoy money, okay? There's definitely times to be frugal, but I'm not going to go change my life around to pay less taxes by living in a city I don't want to live in, okay? I just think that's really counterintuitive to what life is supposed to be itself. You better have other reasons. That should be like, taxes should be like number 3, number 4 on your list, not number 1.
So I got nothing but good things to say about Vegas. And the weather, I mean, it gets very hot. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, that explains why you think Summerlin is so lush, green, and tropical. Yeah, man. You live in the rainforest. It's beautiful.
Phoenix is even hotter than Vegas. So, for me, it's nothing.
We're going to take you to Dubai now.
Oh.
You'll feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's another level of heat.
That's another level of heat.
Yeah, take Death Valley and then put, 80, 90% humidity on top of it. That would do it for you.
Okay, next, let's go ahead and let's go down to this side of the house where we're going to have my children's rooms, and then also on the side of the house I have where I film a lot of my videos now. Okay, so this space, we have the play buttons, which is something I'm proud of, and I have a 5th one on the way for my reaction channel called Jeremy Lefebvre Makes Money. But the YouTube success, I'm so thankful for everybody that's obviously supported over the years. So this is a great space here. My 11-year-old, he loves to play chess. My 8-year-old as well. Awesome. And let me mention this door. This is a very heavy steel door here. I had this door put in Specifically, so let's say the boys are being too noisy. I could close this up here and I could sit down, get some work done. It doesn't do a dang thing. Yeah. I still hear him just as much. So,
well, that's obvious because this is the landing area for the 2 kids' bedroom. You put your office between your kids' bedroom. This is not supposed to be your office, man. This is the kids' homework area, play area. Door's not going to do anything for you. Your kids are going to be here around you. Horrible place to put an office. I'm really worried about your new home. I'm seriously, sincerely worried about what the hell you're doing there because these are some really off choices you're making.
I spent a lot of money on this big heavy door and it really never ended up mattering in the end. So
it looks good though.
How does it look good, Enes? I mean, dude, I really think everybody's on this. You see, everybody's playing along this game. Why can't you say something is ugly when it's ugly, right? It's horrible. This is the most hideous door. It doesn't even do anything. What is it supposed to do? It didn't block the sound. It still allows everyone to see you. What is this door? And it's metal. Has nothing to do with the rest of the house. And that pattern is like, we never saw that pattern anywhere else in the house. It's absolutely garbage. And you see this, like, and Enes, of course, everything is great, you know? But this whole philosophy is what really, I don't know if they feel like saying that to just so like middle class or lower class people won't hate them, right? Like they're pushing that narrative. It's like, oh, everything is good. We should be grateful. But no, they're teaching you bad things. They're teaching you ugliness to be happy with the ugliness. They're keeping the reality away from you. So you will make that mistake, just like Jeremy buying that stupid table. And God knows these finishes, he's been inspired by Enes's videos, right? And you make these mistakes and then you get price reductions from 3.2 to 2.87 and you fall out of escrow. Why? Because you made some stupid decisions, because you didn't have the right role model of homes and concepts in front of you, because everybody's reinforcing this idea that everything looks good, everything is beautiful. Just garbage. Stop this nonsense crap.
Okay, so we'll take a quick peek over here. This is my 8-year-old and 4-year-old's room here. So over here we have 2 more rooms.
Got it.
The next one is my 11-year-old's room, which is Enzo. Maybe Enzo Ferrari. So this is Enzo's room here. So here is the guest room, but it's also my main filming space here.
That's it, huh?
Yes.
You see who's coming to your property.
Yes.
Keep an eye on things.
Yeah. Well, I love the plants. I look out here while I'm doing my videos and the plants.
Okay, so you got 3 bedrooms on this side. The good news is that they all have their own bathroom and walk-in closet. However, they're all small, and the third one, which he's using as an office, is too close to the kids area, and it doesn't have direct access to outside. So, you know, if you have employees coming visiting you, they still have to come through your house to get to your office.
The nice thing is we have our area over here. Boys have their side of the house over there. And
also, the single level house.
Yes.
Everything is easy, no staircases, nothing.
Yes. So this is our space here. We have the
Pretty
big
good sized room.
Yes, we have the big cloud chair here. You can just sleep
I feel like
in.
this gets used.
Yeah, my wife I think uses more than me. She can just curl up there and just sleep and sleep.
Well, also it's nice that you have the pool there. There's a little cool little backdrop.
Yes. And here we have the TV, which I never use. And my wife almost never uses it. We're not the type that it's going to be like, oh, let's go Netflix and chill. Let's just go watch a TV. But my kids use it because the PlayStation's hooked up to it. So they'll come in here and play games and whatnot.
Yeah, if you hadn't taken their, actual landing area for their bedroom as your trophy room for your YouTube plaques, maybe they would have played their PlayStation there and not in their parents' bedroom. And the kids really got the shaft, The primary bedroom's square footage is significantly bigger than all the other bedrooms. Again, and I ideally would have liked to have another room or another little small nook for families with one kid on this side, so you don't have to cross the living room to the other side if you have a baby, and they don't have that.
Also, you're so lucky, no neighbors.
Yes.
Like, you can't have it all open. Nobody's looking in, which is fantastic.
100%. So
amazing.
Yeah, but Enes, if you turn around, stick your arm out, you're going to be in your neighbor's yard. Okay? And the funny thing is that they had the same issue with Graham Stephan's home. I think it's the same builder, same community, because they're all very similar to each other. And then once they start stacking them next to each other, some of the houses, they have a bathtub with a window like Graham's house that looks directly to a neighbor's home. So they didn't even catch it in during the construction. Say, like, this is a major privacy issue. Why would you want to have a low, window while you're taking a bath? Maybe we should put a smaller window for light. Like, it just, again, it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. And if you live in a tract home development, my parents lost a lot of money in one. They're horrible investments, especially when the market goes down, okay? They appreciate less than, typical neighborhoods, but when they go down way faster because all you need is one bad comp. And all the layouts are the same, the architectural style is the same. That becomes a comp. You're screwed.
This is the car wash, I call it. It's the shower.
It's a big shower.
Yes, you come in here, you got the big head here.
Huge.
Yeah, and then you get all clean, and then you come out the other side.
One thing I like is that the towels are within the shower.
Enes found something he liked. Surprise. It looks like a freaking mortuary. From the tile to finishes, just no class. I mean, absolutely no class for what? Almost, $2.8 million home? Ugly as it gets. Like, you had even the space. Those corner seating areas are uncomfortable. Like, come on. The whole point of the bench is that you sit it under the water so the water hits you. You never sit on the bench in the corner when there's no water. You're freezing. You see what I'm saying? None of it makes sense. None of this crap makes sense.
So that is very practical, actually. At night, we'll just keep those running lights on.
Yes.
And then you don't have to worry about flipping the lights, when you're all sleepy and trying to turn lights on.
It's just bright enough to
exactly.
You can walk and see what's going on.
Just bright enough.
And you can say hi to your neighbor while you're taking a bath. Do you see what I'm saying? Same issue. Same exact issue. They didn't even see it, and they didn't even care. You see what I'm saying? Like, outside that window, there's another house with the same window looking in. You can't make this stuff up, okay? I hope you get my frustration.
So my wife's makeup area, and then we go to the closet.
There we go.
Which is, my wife, we were in the Louis Vuitton store around Christmas, right? And I'll tell you guys a story. She might be mad I told you this. But she's, pointing out this bag, and she really liked it. And so I took a mental check of that. Yeah. And I went back a few weeks later and ended up buying her. I'll be honest, I don't think she's used it one time since I bought it for her. So for the men at home, like, if your woman wants Louis Vuitton something, maybe just save the $3,000, $4,000, whatever. So
it looks good on the shelf.
It looks good on the shelf, I guess.
Of course it looks good to Enes. The closet space is really large. It should have had an island or seating area, but the quality of the cabinets are pretty low, very low. But overall, good space, at least for the scale of the house.
So, and that connects right into the laundry space.
Kind of efficient.
So, yes. And
it's a big laundry, washer, dryer, some storage.
Yes.
Access to the garage.
Yes, access to the garage.
Okay, that's an unorthodox place to have your laundry room. The finishes of the laundry room were slightly below the kitchen level. It was kind of competing with the kitchen, but slightly lower. The location of it doesn't bother me too much because it does have a separate access to the garage and also creates a separate access to get in your car if you have to rush out of the house or enter the house through your primary bedroom. It's unorthodox. But if they had to make the layout work, it doesn't bother me so much. Okay, let's give it an Arvin score. But remember, if you're leveling up in life, right, you're going from one wealth category to another. It could be condo to a townhouse to a single family mansion or mega mansion. You're not going to know that sandbox, that new area. Your expectations are not there. You don't know what to expect because you've never played in that sandbox. If you want me to help you understand where you're going to be, what your expectations should be at that level, you can join my inner circle, or if not, you can subscribe to my channel. You can learn a lot from this stuff, the free information I put out there, okay? Location. Look, it's not the best part of Summerlin. I'm going to give it a 7. Lot quality. You're at quarter acre, right over 10,000 square foot. Most of it is flat. I'm going to give it a 5.5. Lot utilization. Really weak. Your side setbacks are pushed to the absolute limit. You have no frontage. You have a very small backyard. It's going to get a 6. Privacy. Look, it's a gated community that is not super private. You've got neighbors very, very close to you, and you've got hikers and graffiti artists and donkeys looking into your backyard. I'm going to give it a 6. Lot orientation, you're southwest facing. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Architectural style, absolutely garbage. Maybe slightly better than Graham Stephan's home. I'm going to give it a 3. Views, I'm going to give it a 0, and I'll tell you guys why. If your house backs up to a hill that looks like any other hill on Highway 5 going from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, and I don't even care if it turns orange or it's got donkeys on it, it's not a freaking view property. Layout. Look, the layout was perhaps one of the best things about this house, but that doesn't say much because everything else really sucked. You had an internal wow factor when you walk in because of the ceiling heights, and then you had that big volume. Now, they didn't really arrange it or fix the problem it had, but it had the potential to get fixed. The bedroom division wasn't ideal. I'm going to give it a 7. Scale and volume, I'm going to give it a 6.5, and I will tell you guys why. The family room, the great room, was really, really good. The primary bedroom was really good, but all the other bedrooms on the other side were absolutely horrible, and that's why it's going to get a 6.5. Finishes. This is perhaps even worse than Graham Stephan's home. I'm going to give it a 2. I don't think he's made any upgrades to this property. It looks really, really butt ugly, and I'm not surprised he's reduced the price. Now, here's the Graham Stephan's home, and here's the QR code for the inner circle. Fill out the form. I would love to sit down and tell you about the community. And for the rest of you, I'll see you in the comments. Take care.